The prosecutors in my office are among the most talented and experienced in the Department of Justice. They have investigated this case hewing to the highest ethical standards, and they will continue to do so as this case proceeds.
Special Counsel Jack Smith is continuing to push for a judge in Florida to restrict former President Donald Trump's speech, submitting to the court dozens of examples to support his request. Prosecutors for Smith filed numerous instances of threats Trump supporters made in the wake of the former president making critical statements about the investigation, as the government attempts to convince Judge Aileen Cannon to approve the speech restriction. Cannon, a Trump appointee, appeared skeptical of the government's requests at a hearing this week. She suggested there was a lack of evidence to support a direct correlation between Trump's remarks and threats that have been made to law enforcement officials. Smith has asked Cannon to modify the conditions of Trump's release that the former president agreed to when he was arraigned on charges of unlawfully retaining classified documents last year, so that the former president cannot make certain statements about law enforcement officials. Smith's team said that the request was prompted by Trump, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, peddling a false narrative that his opponent, President Joe Biden, plotted to assassinate him. Trump based his claims on the revelation that a warrant the FBI used to search his Mar-a-Lago residence in 2022 contained policy information about the use of lethal force. When Trump first began making the claims, the FBI quickly put out a statement explaining that the language on the warrant was standard and did not deviate from the Bureau's normal practices. Prosecutors called Trump's remarks deceptive and said they irresponsibly put a target on the backs of the FBI agents involved in the case, as Trump well knows. The examples Smith's team submitted to prove their point were mostly made to Trump's targets prior to May, when Trump introduced the theory. Trump, who opposed Smith's request, filed his own motion, asking Cannon to grant his defense team 2 extra weeks to respond to Smith's new batch of evidence. It is unclear when Cannon will issue orders on Smith's and Trump's requests, but if she were to side with the special counsel before the first presidential debate, her decision would likely affect how the former president would be able to address his case in Florida during the event.